Y'all ready, brothers and sisters? Y'all ready? Yeah. All right, without any further ado. We're about to bring on one of the MCs that are MC'd every show, every stage in New York City. I want all of you to start clapping your hands right now. Start clapping your hands. Man, come on. Make some noise right now. Come on. Make some noise right now. For the one, really, Redefining. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll pay everybody later. Thank you. Oh man. Let's go start that with me. I'm just used to doing that. But first and foremost, I want to thank all of y'all for coming out once again. Give yourselves a round of applause once again. Thank you. We're on camera now. We're on camera. Make it sound good. Make it sound good. Right down the ball, okay. Also, want to give a round of applause to Nicholas Brooklyn. So give him a round of applause. Come on, put your hands together. Only a few more weeks left. Few more weeks left. They're gentrifying the area. Gonna be a whole lot of more white folks over here. Praise the Lord. Let them stay right down here. Just in case any emergency, they're right here. Y'all close to ground zero. Stay right there. I'm 25 miles away from ground zero. I'm feeling good. Just in case. Who live in the Bronx? Anybody want to boogie down Bronx? Yeah. Bronx in the building. Get Bronx around the ball. Come on, Bronx. The island of the Bronx. Come on, Bronx. Anybody from the island of Queens? And Queens in the building. Anybody got Queens in the building? Get Queens around the applause. Queens in the building. Anybody from the island of Long Island? Long Island. Where you at? Long Island. Long Island. Long Island. I can give you some more promotion out there, huh? That's what I need to know. If you go Long Island. All right. Anybody from Staten Island? Shaolin. Shaolin in the building. Okay, Shaolin ain't here. All right, I need to go out there. I just don't like Shaolin. Anybody from Rikers Island? Okay. I see nobody raise their hand. They haven't been there in a long time. I'm just... It's messed up, right? That's messed up, right? Anybody from Brooklyn? We're Brooklyn in the building. Brooklyn in the building! Brooklyn in the house in Japan. We went to Japan. You say Brooklyn in the house. All the Japanese say Brooklyn in the house. Brooklyn in the house. Brooklyn. They serious about being Brooklyn, yo. Japanese be doing it. But Jashua, without further ado, we want to bring on our first speaker for the evening. This brother is not only good as a spoken word artist, but also he is good as a mathematician. He's good with dealing with the RNA and DNA of our ancient melanin ancestry. I want y'all to welcome our new author on the scene of the book called The Black Hole. Give a round of applause to my brother Jashua.
How y'all feeling? That's how y'all feeling? Silent. Feel like I might be at home rehearsing right now in my room by myself. How y'all feeling? Feeling great. Okay. There's people here. Hi, people here. Y'all alright? Good to see y'all. Listen, bro, can you pass me that black bag next to you? Just got a little weight. Keep going. Yeah. I find it important to make sure we activate certain technology when we gather together. Especially because all I ever talk about is spiritual technology, so it wouldn't even be right to not use some, you know what I'm saying? So we're about to use a couple different technologies here to get this activated for a moment. I ask one favor, just one favor. Don't sit here looking at me like I'm Netflix. I'm a real person. You're a real person. This is a connective sport right here. African people built this to emulate our heartbeat so that we can synchronize our heartbeats. So if you're just sitting there trying to dislocate yourself from me, it's not going to feel good to none of us. So like, nod your head, clap your hands, snap your head. If you feel like dancing, feel free. Tap your foot, smile, do something. But don't just stand there like, I can't do it. Listen, and it's an important part of the game. It really is. Harris, there's some water over there. Water. Can you give me a cup if not? Thank you. Let me see that real quick. Certain technologies. Thank you. Yeah. What do we have to do? You familiar with libation? Y'all know why we do libation? Can somebody tell us why? Give us the group in case nobody knows. Brother, you said you're not telling us? I got you.
For the brothers and sisters that don't know, we give libations to give representation and also we give libation to give honor and respect to our ancestors and the current ancestors that through us, and also we give libation to the earth to actually benefit us for our longevity throughout our future generations.
Sound about right? Y'all right? Yeah. We honor it, we acknowledge it. I'd like to point out another dimension that we don't usually talk about or pay attention to is the fact that we use water, and water has certain characteristics in it that are very important to know about. For example, water has memory, and it absorbs vibration. So you see the way it takes the shape of this bottle that I have. Whatever I put it in, it takes the shape of, right? The same is reversed for the inside of it. Whatever you put into it, the molecular shape of water takes the shape. The molecular shape of water takes the shape. So if you put love into some water, it molecularly takes the shape of love. If you put hate into some water, it molecularly takes the shape of hate. You can go online and look this up. A doctor named Masuro Emoto from Japan. He did a whole lot of science on it. Took a lot of pictures. You can see exactly what these vibrations of sound look like. They prayed over water. They just taped words onto water, whether they said it or printed it. It always carried a vibration into the water, and the water takes the shape. So when we calling out our ancestors, this water then takes on the shape of the thing that they represent for us. So if we call on our heritage, tell them for freedom, as we call her, our body remembers that freedom, it remembers that struggle, it remembers that commitment, and then it goes into the water and imbues it, it crystallizes the water in that shape. So when we call out our ancestors, we're literally tuning water to the values, the powers, the principles, the properties that are actually already in our DNA. We're just calling them up, putting them in the water to give us a safe space to bring them into this space. So what I want you to do right now is think about a single ancestor, just one. One who affected you to get you on the path you're on right now, to get into the health and the cultural and the consciousness. Think of an ancestor, whether it's your own personal or somebody out there that you read about, saw on a DVD. Think of that ancestor and how they affected you. And all together, we're going to say that one ancestor's name and put that into this water. Y'all with me on that? All right, find your ancestor. Let me find me one. I got it. All right. On the count of 3, say your ancestor, but don't say it little. You know, when it's cold in about 3 months and you want it to be really nice and warm in your house, you ain't gonna turn on the heat a little. You know what I'm saying? You want heat, man. You turn up the power. You see what I'm saying? So when you want to get a lot of power from your ancestors, don't give them a little Marcus Garvey. When your children act like Marcus Garvey, you know how to yell there. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to bring your voice out, bring your power out, and sound it into this water with me. Y'all ready? Yes. All right. 1, 2, 3. Show up to Washington Garber.
Denise Luther.
Man. Ashe. There we go. Now, I do these things because we've gotten away from our technologies, family. We are a technology people. And we come from spirit. It's a spirit technology, right? So, make some noise if you are a spiritual person. Hold on, like get caught up on language with me right now. That's what I'm talking about. Good. Now, my question to you as a spiritual person, do you feel fully equipped to use your spirituality to accomplish anything you need? Make some noise if you feel it that way. Excellent. Now, if we need a light on in here, what will we do? You hit the light switch. And you know, for sure, the lights are coming on, right? There's no faith even involved in it. You know what I'm saying? Other than the fact that I got faith that I can do that. You see what I'm saying? There's no belief in it. It's pure science. It's technology. That's what I'm talking about today. Technology that you can flip a switch on and it works. That's what I mean in terms of spiritual technology. I don't want us to be walking around here with hopes and dreams and believing that's technology. It's not. An affirmation is better than a hope if you want to do with some technology, but we need actual technologies that we can flip like a light switch. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Anybody in relationships?
That's
I
weird.
need y'all to be more hype about it. Anytime somebody asks, you should be hype about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was like, who wants some money here? We'd be like, yeah, here's some money. Right? We got a relationship like that. So relationship is a technology, y'all. It's a real serious technology. Can anybody tell me what a relationship is for? Technology-wise, like, we know light bulbs are for light. Real simple, it's cut and dry. If I say, what's the light bulb for? Light. What's a relationship for? Love. You already got love before you're in a relationship, I hope. Life. Love and life.
I would say it's a vehicle to take you from one point to another point in your life.
A vehicle to take you from one point in life to another point in life. I can dig that. Anything else y'all want to throw in? What is a relationship for?
Bring you back to yourself.
Bring you back to yourself. What you say? Energy? Energy.
A form of resource.
A form of resource?
Balance.
You say, huh? Balance. Libras in the building. Anything else?
Battery.
Battery? That's what you said?
Yeah.
Not like a salt and battery, but like put a battery in the back. We gotta be clear. I'm a language person. We gotta be clear. We gotta be clear. Okay, so that's some good ideas we got here as far as what is a relationship for. I cut to this chase and I say a relationship is for what you get it for at the end of the day. Meaning, you have friends, and then you have best friends, then you have fake friends, then you have associates. You know what I'm saying? You got all these various ranges of interaction with other people, and by those titles, you know what they're for. This is my real friend, this is my fake friend. What's a fake friend for? Somebody you might need a ride from to get to work one day, you car down. A fake friend, somebody let you cut in line at lunch. You know, I don't know. A real friend, a best friend. These kind of things we already know clearly. When we get into relationships, we be coming at it real awkward, and it's like, let's get naked, I think. And more often than not, that's how relationships not start, but get established. Like, we don't have the conversation to say, let's start a relationship. We have a conversation to say, girl, that was good last night. You want some breakfast? You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, that's happened several times in a row when you kind of in a situationship. And you haven't discussed what is this technology for at all. So if you're in a relationship to make money, then you should get with somebody who's down to make money, right? If you're in a relationship for love, you need to get a relationship with somebody who's loving. As well, you need to be loving. It's like a mutual thing. So it's real simple. The technology is for what you use it for, essentially. But it is, like we were saying before, to take you from one place to another. But more so, batteries, lights. If you put more together, you get a bigger light. You notice that, right? Yeah. Yeah, so you put more batteries together, you put more lights together, and you get more of a luminescence, you get more of a power field. So if you put two people together, you get more of a power to accomplish something. That's basically what the technology, the relationship is for, to accomplish something more powerfully. What you want to accomplish is up to you and your relationship partner. You know what I'm saying? Let me turn this on. I got some slides for my visual people. Technology to access the healthy relationships in your DNA. Because this is all stuff you know. Does anybody in here know somebody who has a healthy relationship? Even if they're passed on, but you've seen it happen? We got some hands in the building. This is perfect. But then there are also some people who did not raise hands. You see what I'm saying? So we have to be clear about what that really means if you're going into a relationship and you've never even seen a healthy one. It may be difficult to pull one off. I might need to get an assistant here. Hold on, so I'm gonna have to keep doing this to y'all. Anybody want to click buttons for me? Nah, I need somebody to hit buttons.
I'll do it.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, I got it. Okay. Thank you, sir. She gonna back you up just in case. So, okay. Neely Fuller Jr., y'all ever heard of him? Yes. He is Francis Cress Welsing's teacher. Y'all heard of Isis Papers? This is a quote he said that I will never, ever, ever forget. Unless both the man and woman have eradicated white supremacy from their minds, they cannot be married. They will only oppress each other. Have you ever been in a relationship where you felt like y'all were oppressing each other?
Yes.
More likely than not, everybody has. If you've been in a relationship in America. So think about what he's saying though. He's not saying that you can't have a wedding, you can't get a marriage certificate. He's not saying you can't go through the process and the ritual of becoming married, but it won't be according to the definition of what this relationship is supposed to be. You won't be able to power each other up and build each other, get from one point to the next, because you'll be too busy oppressing each other. That ain't the beat, y'all. We gotta get out of these oppressive relationships. Okay. Keep pushing me already. You got other jobs.
I don't know what I'm pressing.
So all you gotta do is hit the mouse button.
Oh, just
Hit the mouse. Yes. All right. So you should probably sit close, because I might be like, hit it one more time. Okay. So I am a spiritual technologist, so I'm gonna take it from the math. I always deal with math and science. I don't like to make anything sound like I want you to believe it or feel good about it. I want you to know that it's really real, that it's built into you from the beginning when God first said, let me make something. Hit the platform, please. So these are gonna go pretty quick. This is the idea of circles. I should have started with one circle just to get my point across. But everybody knows that a circle represents God. Do y'all know that? A sphere, a circle represents God, the total. Even the number 0, which means nothing, also incorporates everything. It's the nothing that is everything. The everything that is nothing. If you're everything, meaning like if this was just all a black board, and any point on this board is still a black point, black point, black point. So any black point is every black point. One thing is everything. It's all the same thing. There's nowhere for God to go because God is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? There's nowhere else to go. I'm everywhere already. Can't move. So then God has to get into this whole idea of duality in order to like create, to manifest, to be what God is. There has to be something to see what God is. A seer and a seeing. And we got this duality, man and woman. Y'all see my background? Y'all know about Newt and Geb? Let's talk about Newt and Geb first. Newt and Geb are the first ideas of the manifested physical in the chemic creation concept. I want to point something out, right? The man is down here, the woman is here. The woman is identified as the sky, and the man identified as the earth. Does that go opposite to the way y'all have been taught or thought? Like we usually think Mother Earth, Father Sky, yeah? So, can anybody come up with an idea maybe why they should be this way? Anything other than the fact that America always has it upside down and backwards to our natural culture? Because the Earth broke apart from the sun. I like it. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. Oh, I see what you're saying. All right. Anything else? Any other suggestions? Oh, wow. See, this is what you got to do. First thing you got to do whenever looking at your ancestors' work is to get it out of the idea of mythology, like stories, and look at it in terms of these are textbooks. So what are these textbook things talking about? If we've got the female is the stars and the male is the earth, where do we see that in science? We see that in atomic science, where the proton is positive, male, and the electron cloud is female. The stars is the female, the earth is male. So when you start knowing that your ancestors are not just making up stories, that they're actually writing science books for you, then it only takes a couple of minutes to figure out what's going on. If you're looking at it like it's science. If you're looking at it like, hey, this is a good story. I wonder why it's like that though. That's weird. And you say this is science, what are they saying? Oh, this is about atoms. Okay, we got the positive, which is the proton. We got the electron, which is negative. Gotcha. Does that make sense to y'all? Why we would have the father as the earth and the mother as the sky, because the electron cloud is negative, which is a feminine principle. Okay, so then we talk about this duality, yin and yang, male and female, the interaction between the two is the important thing, the interaction between the two. If these two circles were not overlapped, if they were side by side, it would not do what I'm about to show you in the next slide. You hit that button. So once you have this thing called the vesica piscis, then that automatically gives us this line that goes right down the middle of them, right? Y'all see that? And then the midpoints of the two circles create a line right across the middle. So we end up with this plus, so we get our first right angle out of circles. In the whole creation of universe, just from two circles interacting with each other. God saying, I want to do something with myself. Hit the next slide for me. Wait. Pause right there. Go back. Never mind. I don't want to confuse you, my brother. In fact, let me see. We can just do an arrow key, maybe we can get it back. Also want to show out that once you've done that, you're getting certain angles that are generated naturally by this. So these two circles are bringing angles with it. That'll be important in a minute. All right, now here's the next one, sir. Voila. So we get 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree angles. We start to get angles. If you extend that line past just the midpoint and keep going, you started then getting isosceles triangles, so now we started to get some of these shapes that y'all learned the geometry. Hit it again for me, please, sir. You also get the square root of 2, the square root of 5, square root of 3, just by connecting some of the lines that are created. I ain't about to go into all of what that means, but if you need to understand that, look it up. Go on YouTube, type in just those 3 things. Square root of 2, square root of 3, square root of 5, and you'll see, oh my God, that's how the universe is created. I don't feel like breaking it down. It's another lecture. King's Time got it on the DVD over there. Hit the next one. I want y'all to understand that there's a relationship between two circles. 2 circles creates all of these different relationships. You also get a perfect square out of 2 circles. The way you do it is get that plus we saw before, and then take your compass and use that as the circumference of the new circle, connect all those points, and you got a square. So again, we're just generating all the known shapes, just some circles. Give me the next slide, please. Now there's this process by which, if you keep adding circles instead of just sticking with 2, but you bring more people in, like y'all have a baby, and then y'all have some old babies, some cousins, some children's, you end up getting this, which is called the seed of life. Sometimes people line it up to the idea of the 7 days of creation. Talk about in the book of Genesis in the Bible. On 7 days he rested. We ain't gonna talk about that. Still just talk about interactions and relationships. You're a circle. When you're looking at these, consider yourself a circle. You are this sphere, this rod, this divine energy. Go to the next one, please, sir. And if you keep going, you end up with this shape called the flower of life. It's a real nice little symbol. It's pretty. Looks nice. Make good tattoos on certain people. But what is it for? Is this is the grid of the entire universe. This is where you can find every language, every shape, everything that we know of as a technology thing can be found somewhere by connecting these points. Go to the next slide. I'm just blowing through it because it'll become more evident as we come along. So out of that big shape, you also have circles that don't necessarily touch. You can do this with quarters. You see these shapes, darkened circles? If you took quarters and you had 7 quarters and you put one in the middle, and you put the other 6 around it, they will all fit into each other just like this, with no space in between, perfectly. It is a naturally occurring thing that a circle does to create triangles and pentagrams. It naturally is built into the circle. It's in there. Are y'all following me that this is a part of the circle, right? I'm like driving it home so I can get off of it and I don't feel like y'all left y'all on anything. So then if you took these and connected them from each center to each center, hit the next slide for me, like this. So from this one, if I connected this to every other center of that circle, of those circles, do the next one. Then if you do that with everyone, you end up with this shape. They call it Metatron's cube. I tend to call it Tahuti's cube because I rock with my ancestors. But when you get to Tahuti's cube, then that gives us the 5 elemental solids, which is what they say everything in this creation is made of. They call it the platonic solids in y'all school books, if y'all ever heard of that, Play-Doh and all that stuff. Earth, air, wind, fire, ether. I said earth and wind. Earth, air, water, fire, and ether. And then the completion of the circle at the top. So, all of that is cool, it's all great. It's like, how's that gonna help my teeth get clean? How's that gonna help me pay the bills? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is this practical? Hit the next slide for me. It's practical because this is how you're born. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how you functionally exist from mitosis. You start off as that. When your mother and father get together, you become Ra. And Ra splits, Shu and Tefnut, is vesica piscis. And it keeps up the geometries of doubling. So it goes 1 to 2 to 4 to 8. It goes on and on and on until it gets to this size. Then it goes, it's no longer geometry anymore. Then it becomes your individual expression. But everything in life starts this way. Every animal, every living animal starts this way. Mathematics, division, sacred geometry. You can see the shapes that you make. If you flatten them out, this is the shape you make. If you think about, y'all heard of Punnett squares in school? Punnett squares, some of y'all was like 4 squares. It was like, you know, your mother up here, your father up here, what traits do you get? They always try to make it seem like things are flat in 2 dimensions. So they'll put circles next to circles. So if they try to tell you, you know, you go from 1 to 2, then they'll put the 2 circles next to each other. And then from 2 to 4, they'll put 4 and, you know, 2 and 2. But it's not like that. We're 3-dimensional. So it makes these shapes, which this is a pyramid. If you imagine this shape above head, but not with 4 corners on the bottom, but 3, that's the shape you make. It's a pyramid that goes 3 down. You see what I'm saying? And then you turn it this way, and it's still the same way. You turn it this way. This is what you are. If you look at yourself like this, then it's hard for people to teach you anything about being a slave or anything about being dependent on external sources. If this is how you look at what you are, is I'm a direct emanation from Ra, splitting himself into the multitude. If you can look at yourself like that, it really changes how you address things and relationships. Hit the next slide for me. My man. One more time. Yin and Yang. So y'all seen that symbol before? It's another way of dealing with duality. Same way like I was looking at the best of the pieces. The main thing I wanted to bring up about this is two dynamics about why this shape looks the way it is. It's black and white, male and female. We get that part, right? Everybody understands that side of the game. But it's a curve. The curve is because it's in motion. If it was not in motion, it would just be flat down the middle. But it's showing motion is happening. So this is a dynamic universe. It's always in motion. And then there's this white dot in the black and this black dot in the white, which would say there's male and female and male. And not just to say this and that and that and this, but to say one becomes the other and the other becomes the one. The best way you can describe it is if you're going up a mountain, you're going up, you're going up, you're going up, until you get to the top of up, the only place to go is down. So yin becomes yang, right? I also wanted to show that it comes from the flower of life also, directly. The shape is directly from the flower of life. So again, these systems are all interwoven. It's a naturally built-in system to the circle.
So is it actually periodic motion? Like, is it?
Absolutely, it's a figure 8 kind of circle. Yep, absolutely. Hit the next slide. So then they took this concept of duality, the Chinese people, and they have this yin and yang concept. And they said you can put yin and yang together in only 2 ways. In 4 ways, excuse me. You got yin over yang, yang over yang, yin over yin, yang over yin. And it's saying that if it's a man and a woman, that's different from 2 women, which is different from 2 men, which is different from if a man comes in first and a woman follows versus a woman comes in first and a man follows. That's all they're saying, is if you got a man and a woman, there are 4 ways in which they can approach you, right? But then they're also saying that within that, each one of these can be attached to one of these. So remember, there's yin and yang and yang and yin. So in each one of these, there's yin and yang. So then they take each one of these and gather to that. So it's like bam, 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 bam. It's 8 of those, and they call it the 8 trigrams. It's all mathematics. Y'all should really study mathematics, sacred geometry, binary, doubling and halving, and it will help you understand your whole soul a lot better. They took this concept. Remember, we just coming from yin and yang, male and female. Get the next slide for me. So they took those 8 trigrams and came up with all different kind of concepts. These are the dualities. Yang is the male energy. If you don't know, get it quick. Yang is the sun, the hot, light, male, hard, aggressive, dominance, the outside, the masculine warrior force. Yin is moon, cold, dark, female, soft, passive, submissive. Neither are good or bad. That's like saying positive or negative is bad in a battery. There is no good and bad in a battery. You need positive and negative. So please stop using negative as a bad thing. I had a class one time and I was teaching this to children, and when I said like a woman is a negative, one of my little girls was like, "Why do girls gotta be negative?" I was like, "Shawty, it's not bad, you know." So I had to re-educate on what's negative and positive. You see what I'm saying? Hit the next slide for me, bro. So they take those 8 trigrams. Y'all heard of feng shui? Yep. The feng shui concept is built on the 8 trigrams. That there is yin and yang, and there is a relationship behind how it moves, and you can line those up to the 8 directions of north, south, east, west, blase skin. All of this is just still coming from the idea of the connection and the relationship inherent in a duality. Next slide, please. Not only did they say, hey, you can make your house nice with this concept, they said we can kick somebody's butt with this concept and made martial arts out of the same thing. So I'm saying, again, this is all coming from 2 circles together, a duality, a relationship. They have generated all this technology, how to make their home set up properly, how to fight somebody and never be damaged. Tai Chi is the most gangster martial art on the planet. Next one. Now, our ancestors got so many beautiful ways of expressing duality. We need to be really in tune with our duality and why it's there. A Sar and a Sept. This is what we're supposed to be looking like. Hit the next slide for me, man. Oh, Batalai, oh my God, you need these powerful male, female images. Give me the next one, man. Who we got? That's Nomo. If y'all not hip to the Dogon, that's the Nomo concept of the creators. Hit the next one. Marcus and Amy. You know what I'm saying? You should have these kind of pictures up. Huh?
That's Marcus Garvey.
That young man, a hand, no, that's Marcus Garvey. Take the next slide, Ruby and ICD, we need these kind of positive affirmations of relationships, right? Hit the next one. Well, we be on that old.
No.
I swear way more children would have recognized this than Marcus Garvey.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? Hit the next one for me, young brother that knows Marcus Garvey. That's what we be on nowadays, man.
Oh, no.
Think about the dynamics we're talking about. Hit the next slide. I can't look at that too long. All right. So we're going to get into the technology part. I wanted to break down all that math and stuff to show that I'm talking about something that's inherent in you already. The name of this lecture is the technology to get the healthy relationships that's in your DNA already. Our ancestors already know how to have healthy relationships. It's in our DNA already. Anything that your ancestors have learned and stored in DNA, you have access to it. Whether you're using it or not, you have access to it. Rituals are how we access and bond ourselves to certain things in our DNA. So children who grow up watching Cinderella also will have the Cinderella party motif. They'll wear the princess dress and have the plates and the cups with Cinderella, emotionally bonding. They'll have the dress and they'll walk around and they'll play princess, emotionally bonding by acting it out. They'll hang out with their girlfriends who also like Cinderella and they'll talk about it, emotionally bonding again. So they have all these ways to emotionally bond to Cinderella, such that by the time, they are done watching Cinderella, it is really built into them. The concepts, whatever is being taught in Cinderella, they have learned. Please understand it, along with the idea of what they expect from a man. So if a woman's ideas and her expectations of a man are built on Cinderella, every man loses. Every man loses. And vice versa. If every man is expecting a Cinderella, every woman loses. This is the type of stuff we gotta think about because it's the rituals that bond us to our outcomes. And this is why they make sure to put on certain TV shows around your holidays, so all the family there watching. It becomes a family tradition to watch whatever Disney, almost cussing in front of the babies, any Disney foolishness that they have available. And they bond it to us in a real serious way. They make sure that you bond it. They give you everything you need to bond it to. They give you Kool-Aid, they give you cereal, they give you toys, they give you movies, they give you a whole theme park, a whole world to go submerge yourself in. They make sure they have the technology available to bond you to their systems and their ideas and their outcomes. What do we have? Hit the next slide for me, bro. So think about some of the things we do in our own culture. If you're raised in the West, what are some of the things we have that we do with love? Can anybody throw out something? Like I got first one of diaries. Little girls sometimes write about love in their diaries, right? People write about love in their journals. Maybe it's a writing book. Anything else that we do that's related to love that you can think of? Don't act like y'all know. Dance. Draw. Especially doodling little hearts. Anything else? What do we do? Like real rituals. Sing. Yes, we sing about love. And we listen to music about love. Hit my list, man. Let's just go. They acting like they ain't never been in love. What's on this list, man? No? Yes? No? Maybe? Possibly. Let me see. Oh, there we go. All right. Music. All right. You're right. All right. Poetry. All right, hit a couple of those for me. All right, so pause. Music. You sing, you listen to it. Do you feel like the music that's on the radio about love is nourishing?
Not today.
Not today.
Yeah, no, not today. Hell no. Hell no.
But
No,
back
no.
in the day, yeah.
How many of you are writing your own love songs? You got a couple? Good. I want you to know you do not need a recording contract to write your own love song. Write your children a love song, y'all. Like, make up a song with their name in it and sing it to them. And say, I love you in it, and you've written a love song, Call up your parents and sing them a love song. Make it up. That'll just tickle their whole heart. Even if they're old crotchety people, they'll still make them feel good. Don't worry about it. Like, make up your own music. And it's okay to make up your own music. It really is. Like, even if you can't sing, you can talk, you can sing, though. Poetry. We write poetry, y'all.
Yeah.
Poetry. Write a little love poem. Write a haiku, man. Write 2 lines, a couple, do something. Write it. Valentine's Day, though? Nah. I don't even remember off the top. book is over here. European genocidal holidays or something like that.
Marashango, yep.
But, you know, these cats get celebrated for doing damage to African people. I know that about him. He like either chased some people out or killed some people. I think St. Patrick chased them out. Valentine killed a bunch of them. We don't need to celebrate. Look, don't even halfway celebrate. You know how sometimes you get cultural unconscious and all your families still do it, so you halfway celebrate on the day with them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really celebrate it. It's Black Love Day today. Get off the whole day. You know what I'm saying? If you don't celebrate it, don't even play celebrate it, because you're still giving energy into that dynamic. So, I mean, find out when Ruby Dee and Ozzie Davis' wedding was and make that the new Black Love. You need to celebrate Black Love. When did Marcus Garvey and Amy get married? Make that your new Valentine's. Don't even call it Valentine's Day though. You know what I'm saying? Garvey Love Day. Come with something brand new. Don't keep putting your new wine in old skins. What's next, bro? Sex. People be having sex. Swear they in love. That's a whole new technology. I don't even know if we have time for that one. Go. Dating. We date. How many people ever dated? Make some noise. That's the question. Half the time we don't even know if we dating somebody. What's up with that? Can anybody tell me what dating is? Because this is a new thing now for people. What is dating?
It's a process.
She said it's Tinder and Instagram. It's how many likes you get. She like all my pictures today. She's going on a date. We're dating. So look, it's a new concept. Like African people, we didn't have dating. We didn't go and take somebody out like that. We had family and science. You know, like your grandparents talk to my grandparents. They get into the DNA of this and figure out it's splicing. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't go into laboratories and gene splice like they do in a modern context in order to get what they want from the next generation. They just talk to each other. They got into the family histories, call up the griot, run down the lineage for me. I need to know who was crazy in your family and why. I don't want that in my family. You know, you gotta know you're bonding and blending. It's science though. It ain't just like, ooh, we want their money, so let's hit your marriage. That's Western concepts got us thrown off of arranged marriages. But arranged marriages are scientific. It wasn't just about getting money or something foolish. It was really about how do we make the best next generation. That's thoughtful. That's dating. Next, got a couple more on here. Weddings, we have these wedding things. Women, make some noise if you've been married with a wedding. Make some noise if you've had a wedding, men or women. Weddings, it's all right to make a noise. I ain't gonna blow up your spot, I ain't gonna put on. Weddings, they're expensive, right? As far as I know, I hear they're like a big deal, they cost a lot of money. It's a large investment. And it's a serious ritual. And my question is, what is the point of the investment and the ritual? I know if I flip a switch just to get the light on.
Stroking your own ego.
Ego stroking.
That's what it looks like.
Expensive stroke, you know.
That's what it looks like. You just want to show people how much you have. It's not really about showing the respect for the other person, because you could do that by yourself. Or you could do it with you and a couple friends. You're doing it to show, I can afford this. I can afford this dress. I can do all these things with all this money. It's materialistic.
I heard that's not true. Speak on it for your sister.
Today's marriage and stuff. Today's, not back in the day. Of course not. Today is now like.
David Jenkins signed my first marriage license. Oh, wow. And I had $25 and I felt good. We went down on an R train. That was what and very few family there. But I believe that this is significant. I really hope Black marriages come back when men and women can make commitments. That's what I wanted, was a commitment.
Right.
Aha. Aha.
Yeah.
It's a commitment.
Right. And that's where we got lost.
My dress. I got married.
And that's where our generation got away from that.
Hot velvet, pink velvet. That's what I was. And I'm praying, still praying for daughter-in-laws, and my sons don't get caught up in this crazy.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Don't bring me grandchildren. Bring me daughters-in-law.
First and foremost. Now that's a good one right there. She had to see his grandma get the slide. That's real. That's real. Yes, it's about the commitment. Essentially, it's what it's supposed to be. And the investment is to say how much of a commitment you really make. Like, you commit. That's the whole point of like, I'm blinging out because this is it. Like, I don't need to do this ever again. It's okay if I do this. But nah. What else we got? It's not modern day weddings, as you said. We on to the next page. We got something else. Still with me? You got to click it at the bottom of the mouse pad. Yeah, no, did it run away? Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Now let's do this. Let's do this. I want to demonstrate this. I'm a massage therapist. I'm a holistic health consultant. I was trained by Dr. Afrika. I took 3 of his classes. So I know a little something about healing by now. And I give lectures and workshops on healing touch. Can I have a volunteer, please? Somebody that don't mind being touched. That was not volunteers. You hold that down. Bring yourself. So watch. I want you to just see the demonstration of a hug. Yes. It's timely. So, we're gonna hug, okay? You guys, you just watch the, that's all you gotta do. Somebody time for me. Give me 15 seconds.
Okay.
So,
Oh, the heartbeats.
where?
No, just the heartbeats. The smell. No, it felt warm.
Could you speak up, sister? I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Warm, squishy.
Yes. Warm and squishy. He has a strong heartbeat. Smelled his hair. He felt soft. Well, not soft, but like the shirt is soft. Like he uses down here. Good energy.
Thank you very much. Try my manhood. I'm down soft now, y'all. Check it out. There's the thing that happens when you hug somebody for 15 seconds or more, especially if you up to 30 seconds. A couple things actually. One good thing that happens is endorphins get released into your body system. Endorphins are natural relaxants. They make you feel good. When you're with your friend and you like that, when women are around babies and all of a sudden you start feeling good, that's when your body is kicking endorphins into you. That's to make you feel good. It's literally nature's reward for doing the right thing in life. You do the right thing, nature's like, do that again. It feels good. You see what I'm saying? That's your body trying to bond you to that experience, right? So I'd like for us to hug. The other thing that happens, and I want you to try to pay attention to this, is your body tension. Especially in New York, we carry a lot of body tension around. Like, we constantly feel like somebody's gonna get me, somebody's looking at me, somebody's doing So we just walk around kind of tight. We're holding some things. When you hug somebody genuinely, and it's not one of those, it's not a Hulk Hogan muscle hug, you know what I'm saying? It's not one of those, all right, bro. It's not one of those. If it's a real hug, a genuine, I'm here and I'm holding space with you, then usually what happens is you feel your body tension. And if you're like honest about it, you'll allow it to drop off. You'll feel it like, oh, why am I holding this? You'll even feel, if you're leaning in, your body will want you to stand up straighter. You know, y'all get those hugs, like, you hug somebody to the side. If you do that for 15 seconds, your body posture will be like, nah, bro, that ain't real. And you'll have to straighten up and give them a real hug. So I'd like to, if you're comfortable, I can't force you to hug nobody, but I'd like to try it. As a group, you're gonna hug each other. Just find somebody to hug, you're gonna hug for 15 seconds, and I just want you to be present. Be aware of your body and how you feel. Do you notice tension coming off? Do you notice tension being there? So find somebody, just do 15 seconds. Go real quick. Don't act like y'all don't want to hug nobody. Don't act like that, y'all. We ain't got cooties. Cooties don't even pass through hugs. Hugs. Stand up and hug somebody if you want to. I want to hug somebody. If you're looking like I want somebody to hug, I'm gonna hug somebody. I'm gonna hug you properly. Get it in your life. Just take a few minutes. It's okay. Don't be scared, y'all. Y'all came to a workshop about relationships and don't want to hug nobody. Y'all came to talk about healthy, relationships. We gotta connect. I know, I'm not forcing nobody, but it does help. Look at them getting all endorphins. Look at all these smiles and laughter. Smiles and laughter.
Man, you just gonna hold that mic?
I know somebody already, man. I demonstrated. Look at that. Smile. Get some hugs. Get some hugs. Instead of acting like they don't want no hug. If you want, get some more. I will not stop hugs. You can hug through the rest of my lecture if you're so good and fine. You should do it quite clear. Okay.
You need a hug, young.
got a whole bunch of them.
Simon is the hug meister. So yeah, man.
More hugging, less mugging.
So really, 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 really real. If you're in a relationship and there seems to be tension, a 15-second hug can get through it. It can get through it. If you already know, if somebody comes in the house, your man comes in the house and he's tight, somebody messed with him at work, train was extra late, somebody threw up on him, somebody stole his stuff, he comes in the house, he mad, he tight, he upset, and he just venting. You know you can't say anything to him. Give him a couple minutes, and when he runs out of steam, and it's like that pause of, don't say nothing. I'm like, it'll be okay, baby, don't tell him that. Give him a hug, and let it last. Until you feel his body melt down. Don't let him go until you feel the body melt. If you start pulling away, like, all right, baby, just hold him tight. Say, hold on, just give me this. Just hold him for a moment. Because people will pull away. And if you give them just a little, don't let go, don't pull away, then they're like, oh, we still here? It works. People, you know, they'll go to break. You know, you hugging with somebody, it's kind of like, we're going to break first. We're going to break. I'll do it. Okay, we're done. But if you're hugging somebody and they go to break and you still hold them, they'll be like, okay. And then they'll be like, okay. And their whole body will melt, and they're like, oh, okay. And then you let them go, and then you can talk to them, and then give them a sandwich or something, you know what I'm saying? And brothers, it works the same way. Sisters come in with the same thing, that's what you do. Don't give them no foolish talk, don't say, baby, I'll take you out of dinner, don't worry about it. Give her a hug, man. Give her a hug, 15 seconds minimum. Y'all ain't gotta cheat it. Give me the next one. Assistant. These are all things that we could do to bond ourselves. And I just hit the like arrow key.
Arrow seems to be working.
I don't know what happened. Or it doesn't need to be on there. Oh, it's got to be up on there.
Gotcha. Massage each other. Have you? People who said y'all in relationships, do you massage each other?
Yep.
Yeah. You should be. This is the best way to bond with somebody. Sex is overrated when it comes to bonding. Sex is a different kind of technology. It's not really a bonding, that's a creation energy. You know what I'm saying? You should be well bonded before having sex. Sex is not a bonding technology, it's a creation technology. Hugs and massage, touch is a bonding. Communication is a bonding. You need to do those things. If you want a real relationship, massage each other. Hands. Do me a favor real quick. Just clap your hands as hard as you can 5 times like. You feel the tingle? You can feel your hands, right? When you go to touch somebody, the same way you can your attention is on your hands right now, you need to have your attention on your hands. And give them an intentional touch. Be present in the touch them, connect with them, feel them. Don't be like, good job. See what I'm saying? This old stiff hand business, don't do it to nobody. Let your hand touch somebody. Put your hand on them, let your fingers contour. Be soft and gentle with them. Just connect, just touch somebody. Touch somebody. Even if you're just walking through the room, hey, touching. Every time you do it, you're connecting and bonding every single time. So it's little small ways like this that you can reaffirm your relationship without having to do some big whole hoop like let's go see a counselor. Touch. Touch. And don't do it when you know they pissed and it's just gonna annoy them. Like they sitting there steaming, girl, you always using my toothbrush. And you, oh baby, I love you. Now he's super, girl, don't touch me, you know what I'm saying? Don't mess with people. Be sensitive, be considerate. This is really what relationship dynamics about, are how we relate to each other. Give me the next one, please. Next button, sir. Hold hands and feel each other. So if you like watching Netflix together and hold hands, that's not quite what I mean. I mean literally, that same way I got you to feel your fingers, hold hands and feel that you're holding hands. It's a different connection when you actually feel the hands you're holding. You feel the heat of the person. These are real simple, subtle, free 99 things you can do in your own home, anywhere, on the subway, the train, it's the same thing. In the subway, the airplane, in the car, walking down the street. These are simple things you can do that will make your relationship stronger, that will reinforce whatever dynamic y'all set as the intention for the relationship. And the next one. Take turns listening to each other's heartbeat. That's simple. Right? If you listen to each other's heartbeat, I don't know if y'all remember being in y'all mama's womb, but that's the first thing that y'all were listening to, was this constant. We all came in listening to drums. It's important for fathers when you have babies to put the baby on your chest a lot so they can hear your heartbeat. They synchronize with you. When you're around, like women, you know, when you're around other women and y'all cycle starts to synchronize?
Yeah.
It's because we are resonant people. We synchronize together. So if you listen to each other's heartbeat, your heartbeats will synchronize together. Get on the same accord. There are simple ways to do this, y'all. Y'all don't need to be on YouTube. Y'all don't need to be going to like 5 relationship things. What up, bro?
Focus on a person, and we want to really connect with them. If you mimic their breaths, same thing will happen.
Breathe on their same rhythm. Especially when you hugging. If you hug and breathe at the same time, synchronize with each other. This is how you use synchronicity. Give me the next one, brother. Write a poem together. It's real simple. If you sit there together, y'all sitting at home, you're on the train, just say, hey, let's write a poem about what we have for breakfast. It's not that big a deal. Take the first line. My wife makes some